Joey, can you talk a little bit about this weekend going into the Hall of Fame, what that means to you?
It's one of those situations where it's definitely a great honor of being recognized to be into Hall of Fame of any school. But in college, I was in my high school Hall of Fame, but now I'm making my college Hall of Fame. It's just another one of those big honors that you're so happy that the school recognized your talent of being one of those guys that make it to the Hall of Fame. It's just more being happy about being recognized. And, this is a school I played at. I'm a CSU guy, love CSU, and now being a part of that Hall of Fame, it speaks volumes about how they feel like I played the game when I was here.
How much does this weekend bring back old memories of your playing days?
A lot, because I've been getting a lot of calls and text messages from all the guys I played with talking about, oh man, we're going to be there for the Hall of Fame speech. Make sure you guys go out there and get this win against Boise and all that type of stuff. So it definitely, every day I'm out there on the practice field, it reminds me of when I played. The only difference is I can't get out there and lace them up anymore, but the feeling hasn't changed not one bit since I've been here.
So how close is that speech to being done?
You know what, man? My wife is trying to get me to do the speech, but I'm not a speech guy. I'm a wing it guy. You know what I'm saying? I just get up there and let it fly, because I'm going to put some points on there, but I'm not the guy that's going to write out a big speech. I just kind of speak from the heart and tell you how I feel and give my thanks to everybody who helped me get to this point. And the biggest thing is just trying not to leave anybody out, I guess.
What's it like with some of the other guys you're going in with? I mean, a lot of people in the past 20 years, they think Colorado State football, the two names that pop up are Joey Porter, Bradley Van Pelt. You guys are going in together. That's got to be kind of a little meaningful too. You
know what it is? And I love the fact that I get to go in with Bradley Van Pelt, because he definitely did a lot for CSU. I actually got to come back and watch him play. But on that note, it shouldn't be about that, because in the era I played in Coach Lubick era, when we was from 95 to 98, 99, we put over like 30 guys in the NFL. Me and Bradley are just two small pieces of that huge puzzle. So as happy I am for the recognition of me and him, it's still like 25 guys that I know that's coming pretty soon that's on that list. And I'm just happy that I get to go in. I didn't get to play with Bradley, but I got to watch him play, and I followed his career. But it's a lot of guys that's going to be coming on that list, because there's a lot of good CSU football players that came through here.
Those defenses you played on, I mean, they were pretty phenomenal when you look at all the guys that were on it. And like you just said, so many went into the NFL, and they were mostly defensive guys.
Yeah.
What was it like to be part of a college football team at Colorado State that had that kind of talent on the defensive side of the ball?
I think Coach Lubick did a great job of downplaying how good we were, because we never thought that we were that great. For one, we never got to beat CU in the 4 years while I was here, so that was just always the sticker on my side that I never got to finish that victory. But we won a lot of games, and we were expected to win a lot of games, but the way we went about our business, we never realized that we had that much talent on that team. And then you look back 13 years later, you see 20, 25 of those guys throughout those 3 or 4 classes all played in the NFL more than 2 or 3 years. So at the time, I didn't see it. At the time, I didn't realize how good we were. I just thought we were a blue-collar team that was going to go out there and fight whoever we played against. But when I look back at it now and compare the teams to the teams of the past and what we've been doing lately, I realize now, like, we did have a really good team. You know what I mean? My senior year, we were 8-4 and could have went to a bowl game, but the seniors were so mad, we decided not to go to a bowl game. You know what I mean? And we were 8-4 team. Didn't want to go to a bowl game because we were mad that we didn't finish that season 12-0. But when I look at it now, I didn't realize how good we were then. But he assembled some great teams back in the 90s.
What was the key to getting so much talent from around the country? I mean, you guys came from all over to play on those teams. You had guys, it wasn't just Colorado guys, it was guys from everywhere.
Yeah, I think he was selling to us. When I know when Urban Myers and Coach Lubick came to me, it was like they just won the Holiday Bowl, went 10-2, played against Michigan. And I remember seeing that highlight tape. They beat Desert Swarm, they beat Arizona that year. And I just remember, like, I didn't recognize the school at the time. But I was like, man, they 10-2, they went to a bowl game, and I thought I could go to that small school and play. And when I got here, it was 50 other guys who thought the same thing, to watch that same highlight tape, that I can go to that small school and play. And I didn't play until my senior year, but that just lets you know how much talent we had on that squad. And, you know, I think Coach Lubick's background of being able to recruit Miami, Coach Urban Meyer being able to recruit California, and the guys that we had, Fairchild and all those guys that we had on those coaching staff, I guess, you know, they were pretty good at what they did because they went out and got the kids. And I think Coach Mack is in the same mindset of doing it all over again. I love what Coach Mack is doing. I'm happy to be a part of it. I love his vision. I love where he's been as a coach. I love his track record of what he's done. And it starts from there. You know what I mean? When your head coach has the vision of going out and get the players that we need and knowing how to use them when we get them, that speaks value. And what Coach Lubick did when we played in the 90s, I see Coach Mack doing that now in the 2000s.
I was going to ask, what do you see from this current staff that reminds you what some of the things that were going on back then that made this program successful?
Well, the whole buying in on the team aspect of it, because when I played, we had, even though we had the superstars in McDougal and Damon Washington, Calvin Branch and Paul Turner, Jeff Turner, Moses Moreno, I mean, you start naming off all those names. We had 6 or 7 running backs at one point in time where Dwayne Ruff couldn't even see the field because we had so many running backs in front of him. And how he managed that is keeping everybody even keeled, not thinking you're better than what you are. Do your job. Now, back then it was harder to manage a Calvin Branch, a Kevin McDougal, and a Damon Washington. Who gets the ball? You know what I mean? He kept all 3 of those guys happy. I mean, it was a good problem to have, but it easily could have been a situation one of those guys like, no, I'm going to leave to go be the head running back anywhere else. But we feel so good about our group and so good about the team, like the natural love we have for each other in that locker room. Once you get the locker room built up to where it's a family, nobody wants to leave. And they were good as coaches as keeping us like that. Nobody never really got too big-headed. And like I said, we didn't even realize how good we was until now. Back then, we thought we was just a team. We was happy to crack the top 25 when we did, but at the time, you know, going to the Holiday Bowl, that was what our goal was every year. And like I said, I guess we just didn't realize how good we were when we was playing.
Do you see that same family atmosphere in the locker room now? That's been a big part of what Coach Mack has emphasized.
Yeah, I see it. I see it building now. I see when I first came, you know, I was a new guy, so they had these kids before I did. They was here before me. So just being an observer, sitting back, looking, I'm trying to find what's my niche, where I can help or what can I do to add to the formula they already have going. And just hearing Coach Mack talk every day about family. One TTD, you know what I mean? One time, one team, one dream. And watching the kids buy into it is the biggest thing. Watching them at the beginning, for some to have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, to where now we're sitting at 4 and 4 to where you can see everybody got 2 feet in. Everybody's jumping the pool now. And, you know, success helps all that. When you win, it brings you closer. But I've been on teams to where you can win, and some guys are mad they didn't play and still can be a cancer to the team. And I think he weeded out all the cancer. I think we don't have any of that on this team. I think guys is generally happy for each other. When I'm on the sideline, that's all I see is guys wanting to do whatever their job is to win a football game. And when you have that chemistry, you're going to win a lot of football games.
You came here to kind of find out if you wanted to be a coach, if this was a profession. How was your first year, you know, the first half season gone for you as a coach? Is this something you're getting the feeling you'd like to pursue? Yeah.
Well, I knew coming in I wanted to be a coach. It was more of the staff letting me see if something this is something that I really want to do. I knew it was because I moved my family here.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I was all in from the first day I came in the summer, but I guess to your to the family, the coaching staff, you got to put in the hours to show is this something that he really wants to do. And I hope by me being here every day and getting out there working with them kids shows that I wasn't just a passionate football player. I'm passionate about everything that I do in life, and me having an opportunity to coach and work with these kids, I must use the same passion I did when I played the game as I have with these kids, because it's nothing like having an opportunity to talk to some kids, to get them to do something that you're trying to coach them to do, and they do it. I mean, I can't play football no more. I'll never have the opportunity to go out there and make that sack and that tackle. But I get the same joy out of it as telling Corey James and Shaq Barrett, teaching them a move, and then watching them get the sack, and then do my kick at the end. I'm in heaven. I'm like, oh man, I don't get to play no more, but I feel like I just did. So I love every minute when I'm out there.
What's next year hold for you? Do you know yet?
Paying my dues and waiting for opportunity, and you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm getting a year experience, and I'm getting my degree, and I just gotta sit and wait and see what happens. You know, I would love to be here. That's already been noted. I mean, I came back to CSU because when I went to CSU, I could have probably GA'd anywhere, but it's nothing like GA at home. You know what I mean? I want to give back to a school that I really don't get nothing out of it. I mean, I get a lot of pride of watching where our program was in the 90s where I played, to watch where it fell to, now having the opportunity to come back, having a Coach Mack that reached out to his alum and giving me the opportunity to come back. I love to be here to watch this thing turn around because I know we're heading in the right direction.
You said when you were playing that it was hard for you to see the talent that you had on your team and to recognize how good everybody was. When you're stepping back in from a coach's standpoint, is there anybody that stands out particularly to you on this team?
Players?
Yes.
Yeah, we have the obvious Richburg. I mean, certain when I evaluate guys, you evaluate the guys that have the talent to make it to the next level. That's obvious. But then I also watch the guys who just need a little bit more to be better. I mean, we have a lot of guys. Everybody's not going to make it to the NFL, so it's hard to just say compare them to what we had, because when I didn't know that we had all those guys to make it to the NFL, they end up making it, and we didn't see that in their future. You know what I mean? Jason Kraft didn't play to his senior year, and then he goes to play 10 years in the NFL. You know, I mean, nobody's seen that coming. I played receiver my first 2 years, and I switched to defensive end my junior year. Nobody kind of seen that coming. You know what I mean? So it's had a lot of guys that got into football and got a chance to get their opportunities and play, and then they embraced it and made the best with it. Well, the guys I look at now that have potential from the seniors is, you know, Shaq Barrett is doing a good job. I love what Crockett is doing. You know what I mean? Me being able to look at the NFL, I kind of know what it takes, the body size and the tools, and what you need to make the NFL. Now, I hate to run the list down to put the mindset in these guys, our players' head, and get them too big-headed and take their focus off. So I kind of don't really like sharing that information, because now, oh, Joey said I'm going to the NFL, and that's not it. I say you have potential. You see what I'm saying? But they'll look at this interview and say, oh, he named me. I'm going. Now I don't want them to think like that. But it's a lot of guys on our team that have potential. And I'm not a GM. I'm just going off what I see and what I played against. And I look at some of these guys and how they play the game. And I look at how they play, and I'm like, that's what it takes. I can look at a freshman like Schlager, how he plays special team. That type of effort is what it takes to play at the next level. He's going to be down there in the mix of every kick, every game. If he don't make the tackle, he's going to be the guy that blows somebody up. And he's just a freshman. Now, I can say that now, and I don't know what he might do the next 3 years. But just me watching, I look at how guys play. I look at guys who really love football. To make it, you have to eat, sleep, breathe football. It's just not, oh, you know, I love playing football during football season. When it's off season, I love doing what I do in the off season. Well, those type of guys that make it to the NFL, those are football guys year round. I mean, they don't never stop. And we have some guys on this team that I feel like have that same pedigree. But like I said, I don't want to name too many names to get their head all big head. I like where their focus is at right now.
Without, you know, blowing his head up, you know, Shaq Barrett is probably one of your best players on defense, and you get to work with him directly. Can you just talk a little bit specifically what you see out of him on the field that makes him a special player just at this level, and maybe gives him the potential to move up to the next level?
His willing to learn his craft, you know what I mean? Because if you're going to be, I look at him as an outside linebacker in the 3-4 system. Maybe if they move him around, he could probably play outside and middle, just with his body type, his frame, and how he moves. And the thing what I see out of him is you love to see a player that comes to pick your brain every day. Like, Coach, what else you got for me? Is it something else that you used to do that I can use? So those are the guys that you like, okay, he wants to get better. It's not a day out there he's asking me something else about pass rush. And so, when I came in the summer and seen how raw they was as pass rushers, and, I don't get a lot of time, so I don't want to stand before this mic and like, yeah, I'm the reason Shaq got 7.5 sacks. I'm the reason why that. No, I just try and give them things that I've done and show them moves that I know that works. And now he still have to go out there and get it done. I'm just a sponge that he can soak up some game from, and I'm love to have that opportunity to give them the knowledge that I have. So I think he does good with willing to learn whatever it is going to make him better. If it's going to help him become a better football player, he's willing to learn it and do what it takes to get better.
Have you had to temper your emotions on the sideline as a coach as opposed to being a player just because of the role you're carrying? Because there's a couple years back, you came back as a fan.
Yeah.
Gartrell scored that big touchdown. I mean, you can't be that guy anymore, but the passion that you had for the game and for the school would still be there. Is it kind of hard to balance out on the sideline?
No, because I don't turn down my passion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still going to do that, and I'm going to coach the game with passion. I'm going to chest bump the guys when they come off the sideline. Because if I don't do that stuff, then I'll be not giving them who I am. And if I don't give you me, then I'll become just a regular guy. And that's not what made me who I am. You get everything with me. You know what I mean? So if I'm in football, the passion, me getting a flag or something like that. Now, the entree, that was something different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just so sideline. But me playing with the motion that I have with the kids, my biggest thing is the refs and the rules. You know what I mean? Because when the ref calls something, I want to know why. You know what I mean? And I'm probably that mosquito's always asking that ref. And that's my biggest thing, not wanting to get in the flag and Mac looking at me like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So from that aspect, I calm down because I can't be on the refs like I was when I was a player because they remember everything. Yeah. And I don't want to do anything to harm the team. But from any other aspect, I coach football just like I played it. I coach it hard and I give the honest truth. That's what I'm not going to tell a kid. I'm not going to stroke anybody's ego to make them feel a certain way. I think the hard truth is the best for everybody. If you can tell a kid what he's doing wrong and he responds, then you're doing it the right way.
Coach Mack and some of the players I talked to this week said that you play a really valuable role is in kind of kicking people in the rear when they're dogging it in practice and making sure everybody's going full speed. Shaq Barrett mentioned it in particular, said you make sure that those guys don't take a play off in practice, and if they do, you call them out.
And that's what I'm saying, ownership, because when you talk about that next level, well, it's none of that. It's no, I was tired. It's no loss. If you're a 4-time, 5-time Pro Bowler, you might get a loaf. You might get a chance to say, oh, he was tired, chop his reps down. But from every rookie and everybody else that comes in, it's only one way, and it's full speed. You can't be allowed to be on camera when we watch film not going full speed. And what kind of worked with us is, well, after the Alabama game, after I seen how hard they can play when nobody gave us a chance going down to Tuscaloosa, how can I accept anything else from that defense? You know what I mean? I feel like we would be wrong as coaches to accept anything else. You showed us how you can play against the best team in the nation. And nobody gave us a chance, but we went down there and gave them the fight they were looking for. And after me seeing that, well, that's the standard you showed me. You can't run a guy down and make a play, and then on the next play you just trot. I got to see that same speed I seen every week. And that's the standard I try and make them hold themselves to. After you show it on film and we see it, you can't go back to the other guy, because I won't accept the other guy. I'm going to accept the guy that I seen run full speed.
Talking about the refs and the problems that are, with the flags and everything, how do you as a former player see the targeting rule and all the new safety stuff that's come in? I mean, how do you look at that?
I'm glad that I got to play football, part of the last era when it was real football. You know what I mean? I can say I finished on a good note when it was just good old-fashioned football. Now, it is what it is now, and I understand protecting everybody because a lot of people getting hurt. But the difference between that is, with the targeting rule, you got to pick. It's going to be concussions or it's going to be kneecaps. So now it's kneecaps. Just look at the NFL. Everybody's going down with knees. Well, we used to knock people out. Well, now we just send you to Dr. Andrews. Your knee is gone. So it's what do you want to do? You want to protect the people walking again, or you want to protect and they think again? And we have a big protection on, not going head to head. So to play in the game, when the receiver come across the middle, I can't hit you right there. So now I got to hit you in your knee full speed. And you're not going to land right every time. You know what I mean? And, you know, that's a part of football where I understand it's a fine line. You can pick what do you want to protect, the head or the legs, but something is going to happen because that collision at full speed, you can't stop. And they always say, yeah, you can stop. You can't. Football is bang, bang sport. I cannot say, oh, he's going across the middle. Yep, I'm hitting him. No, I'm not. I'm going to go low and hit him here. In the heat of the moment, when he's coming across your face, you got to make the tackle. You can't say, drop my head, because if I hit him high, I'm going to get a penalty. I mean, you're just playing football. So when you take that out, now you're going to see a lot of more ACL injuries. That's just the way I see it.
What's the biggest thing that you hope to bring to these guys?
You know, just learning how to play the game with passion. You know what I mean, the one thing I love about football is I learned I had some great coaches to teach me is this game isn't played to be cheated. It's the one genuine game to where it's a man-to-man sports, it's a physical sport, and if you didn't sign up for the physical sport, it's a lot of other sports you can get involved in, because when you sign up for this one, I feel like it's meant to be played one way, and that's relentless and with a lot of passion. And I just want them to play the game the right way, so it's no walking on my football field. If you want to play football, I don't believe it's no place for walking or not giving full speed on the football field. And when I don't get to play it no more, I hate to watch people cheat it. So I'm gonna coach them like I was coached. You can't walk on the football field. I have three boys. My youngest 9, and I don't let him walk. You know what I mean? So having a chance to coach these college kids, I definitely can't let them. And that's what I want to bring. Just make sure they're playing the game the right way, playing it physical, running to the ball and having fun. You got to play with passion. It's a game it's football. It's a game that's been made to play in snow games, rainy games, but you don't think about it when you're out there playing. You're happy to have an opportunity to play football. And as long as we're playing football with that type of passion, it's always going to be a good brand of football out there on the field.